Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk about two different shows I've been watching. Um, and if you've watched some of my previous videos, you may kind of guess along what kind of genre, I guess, they are. Um, so Previously I've done videos about The Amazing Grace and Survivor, which are reality shows. And so I'm going to talk about two other kind of reality shows. And The first one I will talk about is CBS's Big Brother, which I've only seen one other season of. I saw last year's season, and I'm watching this season. And then the other show, I'm pretty sure it's new. It's ABC's Whodunnit, and it's kind of like a murder mystery kind of reality show. I mean, that sounds weird, but I'll explain more about that. Before I begin, I'd like to say that there are going to be spoilers of both shows for this season, and I try not to give away too much, but there are gonna be spoilers. And actually, no, I probably will give away quite a bit, so don't even hold me on what I just said about trying not to give away too much. Anyways, first I'll talk about Big Brother, and then I will talk about Whodunnit. And for those of you who want to know, hear me talk about Whodunnit, but don't want me to spoil Big Brother, I will I guess I'll put the time up, probably like right there or up there or somewhere on the screen. I will put the time of where I start talking about Whodunnit, so you can just skip Big Brother if you don't want to hear about it. All right, moving on to Big Brother. So it starts off pretty heated, I guess, like the entire season, because there are a group of disagreeable people, and apparently one girl in particular, Erin, she did come across as mean, and apparently she had said she's said like racist remarks, but I don't really know much about those because I think it's more of the live feed things. I mean, they kind of showed in the show, but it was just a few racist remarks, and it was just like the first 2 weeks, and people are extremely upset about that, which I can understand, but at the same time I feel like they're blowing it way out of proportion. Like, why is she still in the show? She's racist, blah blah blah. I'm like, why wouldn't she still be in if it's best for other people, for the game of other people to keep her in? Why wouldn't they keep her in, even if she has said racist remarks in the past? But anyways, the first week, there was this girl, Alyssa. She's the sister of a Big Brother winner, who I don't really like. I think I may have said this in a previous video, but I hadn't seen Rachel play Big Brother. Like I said, last season was the first season I watched. And Rachel, I was introduced to Rachel on The Amazing Grace, with her, I guess, husband or whatever, and I have got to say, I did not like her. She cried about absolutely everything, and it was so annoying, and I was like, why is this guy still with her? Like, there was this one time, I don't even think anything happened, and she was crying, and like, I think she said it was his fault too, and I'm like, nothing happened! What are you crying about? Anyways, due to the MVP, which is this is the first season they've done it. America selects their favorite person or player, I mean, and that person gets to select a third person anonymously to go up on the block. And then surprisingly, Alyssa was voted MVP because she's Rachel's sister. And so she put up David, and they got David to go home, which I liked because he was close with Aaron, who I didn't like. Then the next week, they put up the MVP, put up Jeremy, because it was Alyssa and Helen. Helen was her closest ally. It was Alyssa and Helen, and Alyssa put up, like, surprisingly, she won again, the MVP again, and so she put up Jeremy, who was, I have got to say, he was a big jerk, and I did not like him at all. But Jeremy won the veto, and so she put Nick up on the block, who I did like at first, but at the same time I was like, I don't want Helen or Alyssa to go because they're like underdog, nice people, and Nick kind of associated with Aaron and them, and so I wanted him to go home, and he did. And then after that, it was Jeremy, Caitlin, Howard. I think that was the order. And then they got to the jury, which was so far Candace, Judd, which I was surprised, and then Jesse just recently. And one thing I've got to say is Andy was talking about how he wanted to be HOH because then he could make a big move, and then he puts up Jesse and Spencer because he wouldn't get any blood on his hands. I'm like, don't talk about making a big move if you're just going to put up people so you won't have blood on your hands. That's not a big move. But anyways, this week, Aaron won HOH. Like, Aaron's nice now, or at least she appears to be nice. Helen and Amanda I don't really like all that much. I liked them in the beginning. I especially liked Amanda in the beginning. I don't know why, I just liked her. And she's kind of pushy, bossy, me, wah, wah, wah. And then Helen, she complains about how people will, like, lie to her, like Howard, and then she goes and spreads lies. And I'm just like, gosh. Like, I understand why. I mean, it is a game. You gotta do what you gotta do. But don't make a big deal about it if you're gonna lie to somebody. And that's pretty much as far as I've gotten this season, because that's what this latest episode was about. Was Aaron won and she put Alyssa and Helen up. I didn't say that though, but that's what happens. And there's no MVP at this point. And then, okay, moving on to Whodunnit. It's this pretty good TV series. It's a murder mystery type thing. There are 13 guests. I'm pretty sure 2 of them were actors, because they had to kill one off in the beginning, so that then there were 12 guests, and because they had to have a murder to solve. And so then there are basically 12 people. They have to solve murders, and they have to put together all the information that they've gotten and create the best case. Like, recreate, I guess, what happened, all that happened, and the person who does it the worst has to, the 2 people, sometimes 3, for the most part, the 2 people who had the worst case, they get these scared cards, which means they could possibly be killed that night. And so, first person to die, I'm pretty sure, was an actress, because at the end of each episode, the person who dies gets to say something to the camera, but they didn't have that in the first episode, so I'm assuming she was an actress. And they had to solve her murder, and then someone would die, they had to solve his murder, and so on and so forth. And amongst them, one was the murderer. And I was wondering, I was like, does the murderer know that he or she is the murderer? Does he or she, like, actually playing, or are they just an actor? And I wasn't too sure about it until the finale, which was pretty good, I'd say. Really, it's I can't really explain all that happens, but I did. I'm gonna, if you're planning on watching it after this, you should probably pause it right here, because I'm about to, not pause, but like stop right here, because I am going to spoil something for you. I'm going to say who the killer was, so if you're wanting to watch it, stop right here, go watch it, and then come back. But for those of you who are still here, I'm going to spoil who was the killer. That was Chris, or Chrissy. I forgot what they called her. But in the last, they had to like do this puzzle type thing, and her and Cam got it right, and then Lindsay also got it right, but she was the last one to do it, so she goes and dies. And when Cam and I'm gonna say Chris. When Cam and Chris were in the room, I was like, Chris was like, "There's gotta be a riddle." And wait, are you the killer? What? And like, it just all seemed very weird. It was like bad acting. I was like, she's the killer, isn't she? Because it was so bad. And it turns out she was. And Cam wins the $250,000, which I was like, good job. Because Cam, for the most part, I did like Cam. I mean, there were some parts I was like, I don't know about this guy, but for the most part, he didn't betray his teammates. And so I was like, good job. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Bye.